Okay, so to give you a reference, here is a 8-inch dinner plate. Okay, you know, about the size of a human head, maybe a little bit bigger. So, anyways, at about 30 yards, you want to put this at 30 yards and shoot at it. Okay, just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. You want to do that for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean, it may be at least 4 times out of the week, for about 2 weeks, and you keep training, keep training, keep training, keep training for about an hour in each session at least, and you want to hit that plate at least 75 to 80% of the time that you're doing that for the hour. And you only take 3 arrows. So you shoot 3 arrows, you try and hit the plate, you put those, you go down there, put the bow down, pick out your arrows, go back, shoot 3 more arrows, and that's how you do it. Only 3 arrows at a time. Put the bow down, go and pick the arrows out, and that gives you that narrow perception that you're only going to have that many times. Some cases you may get 3 times. If a deer is not spooked, you may get 3. I've shot at a deer more than 3 times. I mean, in the early stages. But I've also shot 2 or 3 deer with the same arrow. So meaning shot them, got it out, 1 arrow. Shot it, kill one. Got the arrow out. Made sure the briar head was okay. Shot that arrow, killed another deer. So done that before. So it's both ends of the spectrum. Okay, so we're gonna go into shot placement, which is one of the most important parts. If there's nothing I don't teach you here as a beginner, this is the most important part. So if you will, bear with me here with this artistic view. I'm going to go ahead and draw a deer. Okay, so it's pretty. I wasn't born an artist. I was born a hunter. So you have a deer here, and okay, this is the rough outline here, as you can see, rough outline. So here is the heart. Here is the lungs. Here is the liver, and this is all this back here. You don't want to shoot the air. It's bowel. There's the stomach, and all of that stuff like that. So the heart, and there's a shoulder blade that comes over this. There's a shoulder blade that comes right around that and down there. Now, if you do deer processing, you will know exactly where that blade is. After you process a deer, you will be able to know exactly where that is. So the shot placement for a deer is really just about 2 inches behind the leg. 2 inches behind the leg. That's the heart. And I have, before shot a deer directly in the heart. It's a little harder to do. Most cases, it's within 20 yards or more. 20 yards or less is usually where people shoot the heart. People can Robin Hood, whatever the case. But to make it easier, you can shoot for the heart, but you want to definitely hit the lung. Okay, that's and if a deer is broadside, which it should be if you're shooting at it, if it's broadside, meaning it's facing you like this, you want to get what they call a double lung, which is shooting perpendicular to the deer, straight through the lungs or the heart, and it will take out both lungs. I have shot deer in the heart, and they have run 100 yards. It can happen. It can happen. Preferably, the best thing to do is just shoot for the lungs. They can't run very far if they don't have air. So that's the principle. And when you shoot the lungs, it will be fairly bloody. Okay, it should be fairly bloody, and the breathing from the deer running, the heavy breathing doesn't allow the entry wound and the exit wound to actually clot off and allow the deer to escape. And often that will happen if it's like far back in the stomach area or something like that. And in that case, you would give the deer more time. They say when in doubt, back out. That means if you saw that arrow went somewhere near the stomach, you wait about an hour in a tree stand, maybe hour and a half, and then you go ahead and get down and leave the area. Do not go and pursue that deer. Get down and leave the area. You let that deer go somewhere. They'll go generally within a quarter mile. They'll go and lay down. They know that they're hurt, but they'll lay down and try and let that wound heal. So if they stay within the area, then once you leave out the opposite way that the deer ran, the opposite way, then you come back the next day, or at least about 7 or 8 hours. Come back the next day, and then you can pursue that deer where you last saw them. And most that will increase your recovery rate to getting the deer. So then here is the liver. Okay, that's the back part there. This little small circle here is the liver. Now you don't want to. I tell you that the liver is there, but you don't want to aim for that. Okay, at all. Period. Bar none. Like I said, your main area you're aiming for is the lungs. Correct. That's right. And that's going to be the lung is going to cover a distance about the size of that 8-inch or 9-inch dinner plate. So if you hit that, if you hit within that area, you're going to have a dead deer, a harvested deer within the area. So that's very, very, very important to understand. So now, moving on, we're going to go on to the next part of this learning class or series is going to be the rut phases. Now this is interesting because a lot of our veterans, some hunt by the rut phase, and probably more often than not, most hunt by what they see around them in their area. If they're hunting on private property in their area, they usually watch the sign of the deer and don't use rut phases at all. So I did both, and it can be pretty accurate. You can know where the deer are, what phase they're in, and it's all determined by the does. But we'll get into that into the next video. Okay, this is part 2, the end of that. So you guys go ahead and click on part 3 right now. As I said before, go and check out Facebook. We're always talking about that on talking about things, hunting, everything hunting there on Facebook. Journey the Outdoors. It's facebook.com/Journey Outdoors. Go ahead and check that out. And we have more to come. I'm telling you, this is loaded with information, and I don't want to definitely leave anything out. If you guys want to talk, if you want something to be discussed or be broken down in description, please just go ahead and comment it below in the comments, and I will definitely check that out, and we'll put that in the future videos. Okay, let's keep this going.